My dad was what, 47, 48 when he passed away. So that kind of makes you realize on what are the most important things in life. And that kind of changes your whole ideology of life because you think your people are going to be with you forever. And so are the memories.
I party when I get a flop. And I don't party when I get a hit because I move on to the next time. Not me, my family, everyone. That's how social media is.
No, but why were you abused for? Was there anything
Not me,
specific?
my family. They were like, that's how it works on social media, man.
Why were they abusing your family? Because they felt that you failed. Is the Telugu film industry very united?
I mean, I think it is. My brother Charan is there, Ram Charan. He hardly uses his phone. Even if my teaser or trailer comes out, I have to send it to him, call him and tell Anna, please watch it and tell me how it is. Okay.
Lakshmi Manchu had come to me a couple of months back. Okay, and she told me that Telugu film industry, you all have a WhatsApp group. This is what she told me.
Right.
She says everyone's in that group, Ram Charan, Allu Arjun, Rana and all of them. And then she says, if there's something out, we put it in that WhatsApp group and everyone gets onto that spree of promoting each other. Are you part of that WhatsApp group?
He's had a very big impact on the reason why, if you think we're humble, I think he has a greatest role to play. He's always kept us in check. He always kept us on ground.
All of you,
all of us. He's like the headmaster.
So has there been a situation where Chiranjeevi sir has told you, Allu Arjun and Ram Charan and whipped all of you on the backside at any point of
I've turned on a couple of films where I liked them, I liked the script, but I thought I couldn't pull off the character.
Do you think that's a wrong perception to have about the Telugu film industry that's only family driven?
I mean, do
you think a certain segment was unfair to him on that film Animal?
Hi guys, this is Meenakshi Chaudhary.
Hi guys, this is Varun Tej.
And we just had an
amazing conversation with Siddharth Kannan.
Yes.
And
so
do subscribe to his YouTube channel.
And don't miss out on this interview.
See you.
मैं अभी बात कर रहा था इन लोग से और इंटरव्यू से पहले इन्होंने मुझसे एक लाइन कही कि यार हर फिल्म के लिए पुश करना पड़ता है. Isn't that the beauty of life, Varun and Meenakshi?
I mean, that is the challenge we live for, and that's the challenge we love. I mean, especially for this film, certain films where you play characters which are quite not too complex, but this Matka, I was waking up every day, and I was in a rush to go to shoot and deliver, and to bring that vision of my director to the screen. So I was pretty kicked playing this every day. It was a challenge, man.
What aspect of the Matka King Meenakshi that you felt, man, this film pushed me, this film drained me out, which is also good. A film that drains you out is damn good. Did that happen with you?
Definitely. I think, firstly, we were running against time. This whole thing was like an affair which had to be finished in a limited time period.
Because she was busy.
No, not that.
Busy making money and doing too many films.
Exactly.
That's never too bad. So, no complaints about that. It's a good problem to have. A good problem to have. But no, I think definitely when the director Karuna sir narrated the story to me, I was so kicked because I've never played a character like this. And never done a period drama which like dates back to like 60s and 70s. So this is something very exciting, and this is what we actors live for, right? To be able to do something exciting, new that you've not done before. So that was a challenge in itself. But I think with a great team, we're able to pull off anything and everything that's thrown at you. And I was so blessed to have a great team and a great set of co-actors to be a part of. So yeah.
Superb. She just complimented you, my friend.
I was smiling. Yeah.
Normally I believe certain things that actors say, and sometimes I don't believe them, but I keep my face straight.
Yeah.
What are you chasing in life? Is it money? Is it power? Is it fame? Is it legacy? Or is it something that I missed out on?
I mean, I'm chasing my passion of, see, for me, acting has always been the thing that I wanted to do and excel at. I wanted to be remembered as a good performer, a great performer, and I'm always working towards that. That is, I don't know anything except cinema, man. Before, I mean, growing up, it was that. Our holidays were in Switzerland when my uncle was shooting a song. Our Sundays were when at my uncle's place where all the filmy guys were there and we were discussing cinema. So I grew up in such an environment. So for me, cinema and films are everything. And I always wanted to become an actor. It was not power. For me, it is that curiosity that I had in my head about, about how the other person's life is. That's something that really, gave me that bug to become an actor and trying to, play different characterizations and characters. For me, I think it's just to follow my passion and, just get better with my job with every passing day.
Meenakshi, Haryana ki ladki, Miss India, international pageants, sab karke, eventually log sochte ki yaar, it's going to be the Hindi film industry. You did one film which was Hindi as well, if I'm...
Series, yes.
Yes, a series. Yes. But from Haryana to the south, can you give me flashback moments? But I also want flashback moments of pain, hardships, and how we are sitting here now.
No, I think behind every success story, there's a lot of struggle. What we see today is something that's shown to the world, but nobody will see the sleepless nights, the lows, and we all have that. And my life is no different. I think like everybody's life, I've had my lows in life, wherein I had to push myself because that was the only option left for me. There was nothing else that I could fall back on. The only place I could fall back on was the ground. So when you have nothing, so you start from something, and that leads you to wherever you are. My journey started with the pageants. After I lost my dad, I think I was in a very weird space in my life, and I think to get out of that space, my mom just said, just do something that keeps you busy, because for me, it was important to do something. Otherwise, I would have flunked my exams, and that would have put me in depression, which would have not suited well to the whole situation I was in. But I think this did give me a new perspective about life, because this taught me that, time waits for nobody. And my dad was what, 47, 48 when he passed away. So that kind of makes you realize on what are the most important things in life. And that kind of changes your whole ideology of life, because you think your people are going to be with you forever. And so are the memories and the things that you have in mind. So I think going back to flashback and memories and all is a lot of, people would say, a lot of not so great times, but that really did push me to be where I am. I finished my studies. I wanted to be a doctor, and I was already in the process of it when I joined Miss India. So after I became a Miss India, I went for Grand International, became a first runner-up, and then came back, finished my studies, was modeling to pay my bills in Bombay. I didn't want to put my mom in the space because we were already having something that we were trying to figure out back home. So I was earning on my own, trying to get into modeling, was doing fairly well. I kept saying no to acting because at that time I felt like that's not something that I had to do. Firstly, because I didn't know I could do. I never thought of it. And once I got into it, there's nothing else I would want to do but act. So I think it's destiny. And sometimes you have a plan for yourself, but life has a better plan for you. And I have been a believer of that always.
You said something very interesting, yeah? You fall down to the ground. Can you tell me a specific incident that you fell down to the ground? And before that, I'm so sorry to hear about your father.
That's okay.
Because I'm a father to 2 baby girls.
Oh.
And I know how the emotional bond of daughters, especially with fathers, are there.
Yes.
But can you tell me when you actually felt you hit the ground?
I think that was it. I was, 20 when that happened, and my brother was 18. And before that, for 5 years, we were seeing our father with that problem, and he was in the hospital. So we've seen our father be in that space for a long time. So somewhere you do have that hope that he's going to get better. Nobody imagines the end, right? You would always think that it'll get better. Yeah. So that hope keeps you going. But when it did reach the end of it, I think it was a big wake-up call, because I was the elder one in the family, and my father was the only earning member. So that's when I was like, now what is next? I didn't even know how to go to the bank. I didn't even know what do you do in a bank, So it was a lot of those tough lessons that you had to learn. And coming from a family which is very conservative and very protective, it was a very big thing for me to go out on my own. And I wasn't very sure how I would do it, but I think I took it one day at a time. So
you did a great job. Look at this.
And I'm sure he's very, very proud of you from the heavens above.
I hope so, yes.
Do you speak to him at times?
I mean, I do believe that I have his presence in tough times, and he's always been there. So I think it's by God's grace and my dad. That's
I'm
always
sure he's very
protecting me.
proud of you.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing it
Thank
with
you.
us, and I value that.
No,
okay?
absolutely.
Can you genuinely tell me, if I told you to look back, one big fall in your life which was tough to deal with, and one big success that you said, you know what, Varun, I'm proud of you. What would that be?
I'm waiting for that day. I mean, I've had good films, but the thing is, Siddharth, I don't take success or failure to my head or heart. This is this first film where when I started, I had a lot of hope on. That is when I still didn't learn the craft or not understand the dynamics of social media and people giving you free advice and people abusing you, bullying, everything. So just when I debuted, I did my debut and I saw so much of abuse on social media. It is something that I really didn't take it well. But later I became immune to it because as long as you're doing your job right and you're doing your things right and you're not taking anything for granted, you should not fall in for all this hustle and bustle that happens around you. And I mean, honestly, I mean, of course, I've seen some really bad flops. I've seen some really good hits, and I try to be the same person when it's any of them. There is introspection, definitely. In fact, I party when I get a flop, and I don't party when I get a hit because I move on to the next and I try to every Friday it's on its own.
Yeah.
That's very interesting. I've had another actor who told me this. So you party when you flop.
Yeah.
Why do you party?
I mean, the thing is, when I get a success, I don't want to dwell into that space or get it to my head. So I don't indulge in parties or anything. I just straight up move ahead. I do enjoy the success. I mean, I shake hands, I meet people, I get that appreciation. But I want to move out of that as soon as possible because I don't want that to affect my decisions about picking a script or anything. Definitely, a hit film will give you confidence as an actor.
Yeah.
But that is it. That is all I want from that. And it is responsibility also. Once you get a success, that is people appreciating you for your craft, and you have to be more watchful and more careful. When it's a flop, rather than dwelling with, I don't party like a week. Maybe one night I just party and I say, boss, okay, now brush it up.
Yeah.
Let's see why it went wrong. Try to analyze that. I get the right people around me. I ask them to give me the facts straight up on my face. Because there's no more hiding, right? Like if people have rejected it, at least you accept it, right? And accept it and move on and learn from those things.
So I have a question. You said for your first film you were abused a lot. Right?
Not me, my family, everyone. That's how social media is.
No, but why were you abused for? Was there anything
Not me,
specific?
my family. They were like, that's how it works on social media, man.
Why were they abusing your family? Because they felt that you failed?
No. I mean, I was okay as an actor. The film didn't do great, but it was just a comment section where people were randomly abusing, okay, your mom, your dad, this, that shit. And I didn't know. I was so new to it. Like if you see now, dude, no one can abuse you without using your mother's name.
Yeah.
That is in all languages. Like so I think that is something that I couldn't take it as a child, as a young guy, and later I became immune to it. My family also, we don't care about it. We randomly at times we see someone taking a mic and blabbering some nonsense, but we don't care as long as we know it's not coming from the right source.
Do you feel, obviously you've got your whole family in the acting business, do you feel at times certain segment wants you to fail because they feel that, you know what, look, this gentleman, this actor is privileged.
Right.
Now we want him to fail so he realizes what we go through?
Maybe it is not just in cinema and not just in this industry. I've seen that outside also. I mean, there is that. Maybe that comes out of frustration or something. But whenever I come across something that I want to work more hard to show them why I have what I have, or why I have the success, or why I'm in this position that I am today, where I'm getting films. Irrespective of my two films not doing well, there is a certain market that I've created for myself.
Sure.
So I know people don't see or look into all of that, and they just see the surface of the collections or a film doing not doing good and all, and pass comments on it. I think people, it comes out of frustration, man. That is there everywhere, not just the film industry or not just to my family. If they see someone who's successful and they're not able to digest that fact, they do say. And I'm okay with people saying that also.
Nora had somewhere spoken openly about receiving loads of rejections, and obviously she's in your film as well.
Right.
And then she says she took therapy and she was open about it and spoke about it. Have you all ever been at a time, because the business is very tough, it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
You have a chip on your shoulder, one day you're a hit wonder, and the next day you flop, and the same people start saying, "Seekh liya na yaar, yo ho gaya na," and all that. Have you ever gone through a phase where there were a lot of rejections and you had to seek therapy?
I think I do a lot of self-therapy only. Every time I'm just with my own, in my own world, I'm journaling, because I think that when you've seen the lowest in life, and then you're like, okay, whatever comes your way, you'll just take it as it comes. And I'm somebody who's never taken anything to heart. I do remember what I've gone through, what that person said. And, you know, karma is a very beautiful way of balancing everything out. You don't even have to do, you just have to live your life. And universe will take care of the rest. I'm a firm believer of that. So as long as you're good by your end, as long as your intentions are good, you're not hurting anybody in the process of growing and evolving, I think you're doing the right thing and there's nothing else to worry about. However, yes, it does get to you. It's not easy. We're also humans. We also have families who get affected by probably people or reading things that are not true, or that may be in some way not very nice. And when your family reads that, and when they, especially not my family, they've read certain things or they've seen certain morphed images, and you know, it's quite disturbing to see that, because it's not easy, you know, being in the limelight or being in the public space. It definitely doesn't get easier. And with the success, it gets even more scrutiny comes on you. But I think when you are in an industry where your success is based on what public says, I think you learn to get okay with the positives and the negatives that come with it. Because if I'm getting so much of love, and I'm not complaining about it, I don't think I have to take what is not spoken well of me into heart.
You've said something very interesting. You said, I don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Which is very good. That's a lot like me. I don't forget. In fact, I use that in my head to motivate me.
It'll push you.
It does. It does.
So is there any statement, I'm not going to ask you for names, that a co-actor or someone said to you, which you've kept in your heart till date?
Oh, yes.
You've not forgotten. What is that?
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of people say that, you know, you change when success comes to you, when you get busy and all. I still remember coming to set on time on my first film. I still do the same. I have not changed. My ethics have always been the same. And that's the way I function. It's not like I have to change something because I've got a few things in life. This is who I am and this is how I will be. This is a part of my personality. So a lot of people say, you know, we'll see how long this goes and all of that. And I think that goes to show that a lot of people have very limited knowledge about how things are, and they like to typecast everybody in the same space. So if she's a commercial heroine, she'll be like this. There's a certain way they'll be acting, they'll be behaving, or these are the kind of things, you know, they'll be okay with. However, that's not the case. Every person is different. They have their own journey, and we come with our own baggages.
And a lot of people speak from ignorance, right? Most of them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Especially about another person.
Exactly, exactly. So I'm saying, when you're in an industry where everybody's got, you know, very different stories and places where they come from, and a lot of them sometimes don't even have the basic understanding of your life, I don't think I have to take it to my heart. However, if somebody who knows me very personally says something to me, I would probably think about it. But when somebody who doesn't even know you and is just probably seeing your picture and making notions about you, I don't even think twice about it.
Like they say, a lot of people have said this on camera to me also at times, saying, Hindi film industry, they say, is not very united. I mean, they don't stand up for each other when the situation is required. If films come out, 2-3 will tweet about each other and that's it. Rest all of quiet. Very honestly, is the Telugu film industry very united?
I mean, I think it is. It's a very small ecosystem. I think most of them are quite united. Like say Venkatesh Garu or Nagarjuna Garu, Chiranjeevi or Balakrishna Garu. These are like the 4 pillars of our industry.
Yeah.
They recently we saw them on a stage together. I think they are. It's not necessary. You can't expect them to tweet every time, man.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm not talking
like for
about
example,
tweets,
like for example, my brother Charan is there, Ram Charan. He hardly uses his phone. Even if my teaser or trailer comes out, I have to send it to him, call him and tell Anna, please watch it and tell me how it is. Okay, I can't just send it to him and expect him to tweet about it. You know, that's how it works. But that unity is definitely there. I mean, definitely the pockets where people are comfortable with certain people. You can't expect everyone under one roof. But when a problem comes in, I think they usually stand for each other. I mean, that's how it should be. See, there was a time when I saw Bollywood during Uri, where I saw every actor behind the film and trying to promote it. That is when I thought it was a very, very positive thing, where the entire industry was coming out and supporting a film. I usually don't follow news so much, but that's when I noticed that.
In fact, Lakshmi Manchu had come to me a couple of months back, and she told me that Telugu film industry, you all have a WhatsApp group. This is what she told me. She says everyone's in that group, Ram Charan, Allu Arjun, Rana and all of them. And then she says, if there's something out, we put it in that WhatsApp group and everyone gets onto that spree of promoting each other. Are you part of that WhatsApp group?
I don't have WhatsApp on my phone. I deleted it.
For that group, you need to get on the WhatsApp. Yeah?
No, the thing is, I have friends in it. So if it's really a very important thing, it will reach me.
But you know about the group?
Of course I know about the group. I was part of it. When I had WhatsApp on my phone. Now,
because of that, you got out of the group. Yeah, you got out of WhatsApp because of that.
See, along with good things, there's even spam. So I got out for the spam, not from just that group, from a lot of other groups. There's one family group, there's a friends group, there's my wife's family group. So there are too many groups on my phone. So I said, dude, this is taking away too much of my attention. So I said, I'll get out of that.
But you've got Allu as your cousin, you've got Ram as your cousin. What has been their impact on your lives, whether it's growing up? Are you very close? If you're in trouble or emotionally down and out, can you call them and they will be there for you?
I mean, that is the case with both of them growing up, with Banyana and Charananna. And the thing is, I am a tad bit closer to Charananna because we grew up in the same house when we were kids. So Charananna is like, see, I have a couple of other actors in my family also, but Charananna in particular is a little more closer to me. So if I have any problem, a 3 a.m. problem or a 3 p.m. problem, he is my go-to person. So I'm going to call him and, bug him. And he's happy to get bugged by me. So he said, okay, man, I'll take your shit. It's fine.
I'll take your shit.
Anything. That's what brothers are.
Yeah, that's what brothers are. Best friends are. So how is Allu different as a cousin as compared to
No, we're the same. That's the thing. We all grew up, every Sundays we catch up. See, now everyone's super busy in their own space, like Speed, Charan or Banyan. Sometimes we don't meet them for 6-7 months. And every year we have a Sankranti, like a Lori thing that we have, where my uncle brings in all the cousins together at the same place under one roof. And we have a blast for 3-4 days. It's not like you have to be in touch constantly, but whenever we meet, we pick it up from the last time. So Banyana is working very hard in his own space. You saw he won the national award for Pushpa, and Charananna is doing the same thing with RRR and everything. I think both of them found a very unique and their own space in this industry. Yeah, and they're doing very well for them. I'm very proud.
I've noticed that all of you, my South friends, if I can call you a friend now, are very, very humble. Yeah, and I like that. It's not efforted; it's genuinely there.
Right.
Where does this humbleness come from? We would imagine you to be born in a privileged world where there's money, there's fame, there's everything. Right. Somewhere we would have expected you to be born like brats. Were you ever like brats, spoiled rich brats?
They never let us turn into that.
Who's this they?
That is Mr. Chiranjeevi garu. He has had a very big impact on the reason why, if you think we're humble, I think he has a greatest role to play. He's always kept us in check. He always kept us on ground.
All of you,
all of us. He's like the headmaster. Okay, people can say anything, but once we go home, we listen to whatever he says. And I think we should really, I'm really indebted to him. He's been the guiding force for all of us, the entire family. Like even today, a lot of people are surprised when I tell them that, we 50 or 60 of our cousins, we go catch up at one place. They say, dude, where are 50, 60 people in the family? And that is all, the entire credit goes to him only. And we always had these Sundays where it's a mandatory meetup at his place. So, this kept our cousins group or, our family together. I think you need someone like that in your family to, keep you humbled and, for you to, really to have this respect towards relationships in your family.
Okay, I'm just thinking out wild. Okay, so has there been a situation where Chiranjeevi sir has told you, Allu Arjun and Ram Charan and whipped all of you on the backside at any point of time?
He's probably whipped us at 3 different time zones.
At 3 different places.
3 different places, 3 different situations. Oh, definitely. Yeah, he's mastered us. He's caned us a little bit.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
A little maybe, yeah.
Yeah, why not? I've been caned in school.
I was the youngest one, so I got this close to getting caned, but you know
The other 2 have got it.
100%. I'm sure. Like growing up, yeah, when they were kids. Yeah.
You tell your on-screen husband in this film to be wary and take calculated risks. Do you like taking risks? Personally, here's a lady who obviously is fending for herself, acting in movies, also to make money, lost her dad early. How much of a risk taker are you genuinely?
No, definitely. I mean, calculated risks, yes. You don't go into anything without like thinking of the good and the bad.
I just want to cut her. Getting in the industry is not a calculated risk. It is a 100%
risk.
total risk.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah. Now you continue your answer. Just to
yeah, but I'm glad you're correcting that. That's not calculated risks.
It is.
Yeah, you can't calculate
I
that.
mean, I feel like when you're given an opportunity where you're getting to do something that pays your bills, and it's also something that you enjoy doing, it becomes a calculated risk at a point wherein you're just deciding how much are you going to be, into it to be able to do it. Am I thinking that, okay, can I go back to, I always had this backup thinking, which I feel like is so important to know. When you're starting anything in life, it's so, and I come from that mindset. It's so, I know a lot of people be like, it's only do or die. It's either this or it's nothing. But for me, because I know that this is an unknown territory for me, I had to have a backup plan for me to know, okay, if not this, then what?
What was that? Doctorate?
Yes. I would have gone for my master's. I would have done something else in that. So I always knew that, okay, if this doesn't work, which is why it was a calculated risk for me. In fact, when I participated for Miss India, I had my final exams. The same month when I was called in to Bombay for a 1-month thing wherein the pageant was happening, the competition, national competition. So it was either giving my exams or going in for the pageant for 1 month. And I took a calculated risk of saying, okay, this I can give after 6 months, but I know this after 6 months won't happen. So it is a calculated risk to go there. And me taking a 6 months back meant that I will be 6 months behind my original schedule of finishing my degree. But I think this risk paid off. So I think it all started with that calculated risk.
I'm sure you're going to heal the world through your cinema.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Have you ever had a backup plan?
No, bro. I was just thinking about it. I'm just thinking if I had a backup plan.
I read you. I can see your mind. You can't bullshit me.
I have nothing, man. I mean, like, growing up, I thought I should have I thought I'll do my MBA. Yeah. So 3rd year, I realized, why? So I'm never going to use it. I wanted to get in the industry. If wanted to try I never had the second thought that I'm going to fail as an actor or I'm not going to make it. I think I strongly believe that I can find my ground in this industry, and I at times I feel when I feel low when a film doesn't do well, but still I never go into that mindset that I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I should have had an alternative.
Can I tell you, I've also had that. I started as a 14-year-old boy when I was a radio jockey. I left home, got into television hosting, YouTube podcasts, etc., etc. But I've always believed my plan A is never to have a plan B.
That's nice.
That's amazing. That's
and
amazing.
I mean that. Because then you don't even look at the window or the door that's open.
Yep.
So true.
If it's open, you shut it again saying, I'm going to stay in this room. I'm going to stay in this room. No one can kick me out of this room. It's tough.
I'm going to annoy you, but I'm still going to stay here.
But,
I agree.
I know it's not easy.
Yeah.
When you do a Matka King, which is obviously on a person who existed at one point of time, you're paying the young version, then you pay the mid-segment version, the older one as well. At any point of time, did you not believe in yourself that you're going to do these 3 different time zones?
I wouldn't have taken the first step of working the script if I didn't feel like. Especially if when someone tells me that I can't do it, I will want to do it and prove it to them. And at no time I felt I picked this up. See, I've turned on a couple of films where I liked them, like the script, but I thought I couldn't pull off the character because it probably didn't suit my body or it didn't suit my face or whatever it is, for XYZ reasons. This film, when I heard it, I thought I can pull it off with my entire heart. And I never had a doubt for a second.
Yeah?
Never.
What do you tell the Haryanvi girl inside you who was in Haryana? Do you sometimes just sit in the car alone and talk to that girl and saying certain things that come to your mind?
Yeah, sometimes I'm in disbelief. This is my life. Sometimes I remember this one day I had a realization which was crazy.
What is that?
It was a night shoot. It was 2 a.m. I think, and we were shooting in this jungle sort of a thing. And we were waiting for that rain, so you put like those sprays for the rain to come in. And I had to walk a distance. And I'm there standing ready and the cameras are supposed to be on. So we're waiting for the rain to start. And at that time, it hit me. I'm seeing all these people in front of me at 2 a.m. waiting for me to be seen on camera. They're here for me, and that hit me. There's this girl who comes from this space and to be accepted, to be given this role, for everybody to stay awake at 2 a.m. for that perfect shot, for me to be able to be seen on camera. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. And these things keep happening every now and then, like small bits. And I'll just suddenly have a realization, I can't believe this is happening to me. Or I'm so grateful this is happening to me.
What is that Haryanvi line that you tell yourself?
Nothing as such in Haryanvi, but I am
Did
like...
you censor for that?
No, right? I can't
No, you
believe
can
it.
say it, I'll beep it out, that's okay. I'm serious, it's okay, I want to know.
I know, but it's suddenly, it's just a feeling, like there's no such a particular word, but if I have to like express it in words, it'd be like, damn, like this is my life. Like, I never thought this will be my life, and
Yeah,
this is my life.
There's a part where Vasu, your character, talks about dharma.
Yeah.
Dharma. What is your dharma? Varun Tej ka dharma kya hai?
Dharma. I mean, I've never given it a thought actually. I mean, what is my dharma? Dharma is like wisdom, right? Dharma is
Like
wisdom?
what's your
Dharma
Motto.
yeah,
What could be
like
your karma?
what could you live by? Like something
Usul, philosophies.
I mean, I never actually catered a line to that.
Come on, think about it now. Whatever comes
about it.
spontaneously.
Yeah. I mean, usually I'm a no-nonsense guy, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't dwell into any other issues and all. I'm just about myself.
Are you a straight talker?
Yeah. Or I don't talk at all.
So you get hurt, you don't talk much.
No. I mean, if I get hurt, you'll know.
yeah.
How's that?
I'll probably not talk to you all directly, like say it on your face. I mean, there's no hiding. I'm not grey. I'm black or white. That's it. Whatever you see is what you get. So I mean, I'm usually a no-nonsense guy. I believe in just doing my job and just staying quiet and being happy, man. And if possible, just trying to help people around me. If I believe that if God has given you money or success or anything, it's His way of telling you to help people around you.
Yeah.
And I believe in that. And I'm still trying to find my ground, as you said. Even though I've been an actor since 10 years, I'm still trying to get there where I can be of help to people around me. I mean,
I'm glad at any stage in life, whatever stage comes naturally, you got to give back.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're talking about giving back to society. There's a perception, it could be really wrong, but I'll ask you that. Like they say the Telugu film industry is all about families. It's all about families. This person in the family, you come and act, that person come and act. And it makes us feel, though you do great content, your actors are fabulous. I met them in person. I met Ram when he came during Zanjeer time. I did his interview and I loved him. Do you think that's a wrong perception to have about the Telugu film industry that's only family driven?
I mean, that is there in any business, man. I have friends who are industrialists, people who've been into construction and all of that. It is their son who has taken over the business. It is not like it's nepotism because he understands the business. And dude, ultimately, I'll tell you, if I'm given an opportunity, see, I can proudly say that till date, my uncles or my father, they haven't called a producer or a director and asked them to make a film with me. It has always been my struggle. It was always me who's done films, and people like my work and they've come and offered stuff to me. There were times when I was turned down from a script too. So it is a struggle for, it's just like a struggle as any other actor. But we have people back at home who are going to stand next to you and, you know, support you in your low times. That's it. But, you know, we understand and see industry in a very different way, Siddharth. See, as I told you, right, growing up, everything around our lives was about cinema. And, you know, my sister recently produced a film in Telugu, which went on to becoming a blockbuster.
Congratulations.
She debuted 14 new guys in that film.
Wow.
We're 8 actors, dude, we gave back 14. Like, say, I'm talking through a film that my sister made. It is just a perception that people have. I mean, like, ultimately, if there's an actor coming from a family who's not talented enough to stay, you're not going to see him for long, man. There are instances where people have come from families and who haven't lasted long. Ultimately, it boils down to you being talented or not, and you being able to deliver what is given to you by your directors. Ultimately, who's going to push, bro? It's not a business. Or ultimately, you have to keep pumping money and producing your films. You'll know if that is the situation. Yeah.
And no one likes to lose money in the long run.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, after 5 films, you'll think, okay, boss, will save this money, use it somewhere else, or go on a holiday.
You worked with iconic actors, Mahesh Babu, Ravi Teja, Talapati Vijay. If there's one trait from them, what is it that you've taken back home?
I think with Vijay sir, Talapati Vijay sir, it's the discipline. He's very disciplined about everything in life, or whatever I've seen of him in that space. With Mahesh sir, it's consistency. And with Ravi Teja sir, it's energy. That energy never goes down. Like from day morning to whatever time he starts rolling till the pack up. That energy is the same.
Ravi Teja.
Yes, I have never seen him like go down on energy ever, which is a great thing.
Tell me about Pawan Kalyan, sir. He's your uncle too, right?
Yeah.
Give me some anecdote with him and you, na?
Bro, he's a man of few words. He's never ever given us any kind of advice when it comes to films. And he's always told us, you should find your ground. And he's told us one thing to me and my cousin before we started our life as an actor. He said, go home, look at yourself in the mirror. Question yourself why people should buy a ticket and come watch your film.
Wow.
If you don't have an answer, find it. And that was the day when I started hitting the gym, going to my acting course and saying, okay, boss, I need to work on myself. Yeah.
Wow. You actually tell yourself in the mirror this?
I mean, I didn't need a mirror, but I didn't need a mirror, but yeah, I got my answer. Then I said, okay, I need to work and be different to the contemporary actors, offer something new with every film. And yeah.
What is that one change you genuinely want to see in the South Indian film industry? I want you to be very candid and tell me that one change which is for the betterment. What could that be?
I can say maybe a more extensive pre-production.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see that lacking certain places, but that worked for us. I can talk for my films. That worked for us sometimes, and that completely, fell flat a lot of times. I think, but having good and doing good pre-production will help. As you talk about the concept of having readings before the shoot begins, this is a culture that we don't have down south. So I think even that is something that
many actors sitting in a room reading.
It helps
like
you so much. Yeah. Rather than me meeting Meenakshi directly on set on day one and we have an intense scene. Imagine if we had some time together and we do lines and all of that. And it makes our work much easier.
To break the ice, to be able to just say, okay, this is not the person I'm going to be like.
I mean, imagine without that, we're still able to deliver.
Correct.
Imagine if we had that, it'll be more easier.
That's fascinating. That's the process of acting.
If you're a seasoned actor and all, you can switch on and switch off for younger lot and all of us. I think it'll be great if we can develop that.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, I think definitely because, somebody who doesn't have this as the first language, it's always a struggle for me to be able to just get it on set when I have to give it as if I know the lines by heart. So it'll be like great if this like a little bit of, prepping when it comes to lines and, scenes like that, for sure.
I heard Sandeep Vanga Reddy praise the trailer.
Yeah.
I think he liked it. Yeah.
I love Sandeep Vanga. In fact, I've got a great rapport with him. I think I could safely call him like a person who is a good friend. And I love his content.
This is in his space, I felt. So that I think it is wild and raw.
Yeah.
And I love his cinema.
He's amazing.
And I love the fact, even in person, he just says it as it is.
Yeah.
How did this whole Sandeep Vanga collaboration happen?
I think he genuinely just stumbled across our trailer. He liked it. As we were talking, we're a small ecosystem. We know each other. I mean, there's when he debuted with Arjun Reddy, I had a conversation with him about how beautiful that film was, and it was nice of him to, he didn't have to call. I mean, he could have just said it was nice, and but he was sweet enough to send us a text and call and talk to us about the film, about the trailer. He said he was surprised to see the act that I pulled off in the trailer. I told him, you'll watch the film, you might like it. That's it.
I remember during Animal Time, there was a certain segment which was bashing him too.
Yeah.
And I've been open about my love for Animal because I also believe there are certain segments of films that you watch for entertainment. You don't take back life lessons. And there are certain that you watch for life lessons. And he did face that as well. But I keep telling him, nothing like box office numbers, right?
That's the answer to everything. Yeah.
Do you think a certain segment was unfair to him on that film, Animal?
I mean, they were not seeing it as a source of entertainment, man. Even with this film like Matka Vasu, we're not endorsing a guy who's pulling the entire population into gambling and messing up their personal lives. If you see it as a director or an actor endorsing such a guy, no, we are not. It is just a film. It is just a film based on true events that happen. Dude, you're eligible to buy a ticket. I've shown you a trailer. You know what the film is about.
Yeah.
Even in this trailer, I'm telling you, he's a bad guy. So now it's your choice. If you want to buy a ticket, go and watch it. You can empathize with him. You can hate him. I'm giving you that choice. Even in Animal, it is your choice to hate him. You can hate him. You can hate the character. That's it. You can just hate that. Have your opinion about it. But it went too far, a little bit. Yeah. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
But you just watch it as a film. That's it.
Greed and satisfaction. What keeps you going?
I think I'm of the firm belief that, humans are run by fear and greed, which is like inbuilt in us. It's the fear of losing out on things or people, or it's the greed of wanting more and not knowing when to stop. And I think we as humans, it's just by default. It's like how you say, this life is made to kind of just be able to not get into that cycle. And many opportunities will come. But for me, the thing that drives me, I think, is definitely not greed, but the fear of not being able to do my best, or just
that's healthy fear.
Yeah.
One's craft.
I feel like if an opportunity is given to me, I fear that I don't want to let it go just like that. At least I want to give it my 100%, and then whatever happens, happens. That is not in my control. But what is in my control, if I don't do justice to that, then that's my fear.
Has there been any rumor about you which you laughed it off or you felt that was unfair?
Unfair? No, man. I'm not in the news much.
Or you prefer not to be in the news, or it's there, you don't read it?
I don't give them content.
Yeah.
So I'm usually quiet. I just appear once in a while when my film is out.
So you don't come out of the gym in Hyderabad, you don't come out of the toilet and they suddenly click you and things like that. You don't do that.
This PAP situation is not there back in Hyderabad.
This is very interesting. Chalo. So this thing, do you think it works? I'm not saying it's wrong.
It works for certain people, right?
Why is it not there in Hyderabad?
I'm not going to sit and break my head and understand that, but I think it will get there. I mean, for certain actors who don't have that exposure to directors or production houses, if they're paying someone to get papped, maybe if that's going to help them land a job, it's good, right?
Yeah.
Why should you? Yeah, that's nothing wrong.
So you don't pretend that, oh my God, where have you come from when you get out of the gym? You've never tried that?
No. Even now, I'm like, okay, boy, let's go. Just stand and come back.
Kisne tumko bulaya? You've not done that. Come on, now that should be part of the acting bio also, yeah.
No, man, no. not yet. I didn't get papped so many times. But I mean, poor man, people are living over that. It's fine.
Yeah.
My last question. Someone from your team just told me a beautiful thing about your director, Karuna Kumar. And she came and told me something very nice, which is very old school, but I liked it. The fact that he had pictures literally printed
Binder,
out.
Yeah,
big binder.
yeah.
Tell me about that now.
See that is what I love. As I told you earlier about the pre-production, when he has walked up to me, after he narrated the script, he took his own sweet time. He took a couple of months, and he came back with a binder. Other than the 20 or 25 odd important characters in the film, he had a look test done for another 100 people.
Yeah.
And which was so impressive. I mean, I love that fact. See, a lot of people don't give so much attention to such detail. But when you're doing a periodic flick, taking people back to time, back to the 70s era and all, you have to be very cautious and, be careful with every detail. I love that attention to detail my director has with the script, with the characterization, with the costumes, with the makeup, with the hairstyle, with the look, everything.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, both of you.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.